All right, so with that, we will call to order the regular board meeting for the Cochise County Board of Supervisors. Today is Tuesday, December 16th. We're meeting in the Supervisors Hearing Room, Melody Lane in Bisbee. The order of deletion of any item on this agenda is subject to modification at the meeting, and any item listed is open for discussion of possible action. Please note that some attachments may be updated after the agenda is published, meaning presentation materials displayed at the board meeting may differ slightly from the attached versions online. Members of the Board of Supervisors will attend either in person or via remote conferencing. Members of the public may also attend via Microsoft Teams or the mobile app. The board may permit public comment during the discussion of any item on this agenda. To speak on an agenda item or during the call to the public, complete and return a speaker request form to the clerk of the board prior to 9 a.m. on the day of the meeting. All right, so with that, I will begin with an invocation. Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour to ask for your blessing and help as we gather. We pray for guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you would clearly show us how to conduct our work with the spirit and enthusiasm to the benefit of the residents and taxpayers of Cochise County. Give us the desire to find ways to excel in our work. Help us to come together and encourage each other to obtain excellence. We ask that we challenge each other to reach higher and further the benefits that you have bestowed upon us so that our residents and our taxpayers can benefit from that. We thank you in the name of Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. All right, with that, next, the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. All right, with that, we will begin. Oh, would you offer me a...
Yeah, man, instant invocation, but you have it handled.
I had a really good one done up, and I'll have to save that for next time. And I had to Google one real quick, unfortunately. All right, we'll begin with a roll call. District 1.
Crosby is here.
District 2.
Gomez is here.
And District 3, Antonori is here. All supervisors are present and in person, and I lost my request to speak form. All right, here we go. So call to the public. We have a few people that have requested to speak. First up is Mr. Alfred Kern. I see Mr. Kern sitting in the front row as usual.
Well, let me start by saying that I've been coming to the meetings start in February. It will be 4 years. Nothing's been done. We have probably more than 40 homes from Leslie Canyon Road back on Kai Principal and all the other little roads back in the back. And they're all paying taxes, but we have no county, zero county services. I think it's about time after 4 years. I've been out there for 15 years. And I think it's about time the county start to give us some service. Whether it's grading the road, and I can only say they haven't done it. And like I said, I've been coming to this meeting for 4 years. February will be 4 years. Okay. We have, it seems like we have a new family moving in at least one a week back there. And like I said, we're all paying taxes. Is there a problem that we can't get anything done? Am I talking to the right people? Because I've been saying for 4 years now, And so if I'm talking to the wrong people, tell me who I have to talk to. You know? We have, like I say, we only have over 40 homes back off of Leslie Canyon Road. And we're not getting any graded roads or anything. Cipriano, San Mateo, one home. Cipriano, nobody lives in it. And they grade these. Figure out, if you got to drop a road, figure out what road you can drop and add our roads. That's all I have to say.
Can I respond to him?
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Sir, I did. Yes, sir.
Huh?
It's me. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Kern,
Mr. Kern. Mr. Kern. I went out 2 weeks ago and went with Jackie and looked at all the roads. I mean, Cipriano is better than that road is better than most of the other county roads. I will have to meet with you afterwards because we did go to Principal, didn't see homes. There are some roads that are going to be dropped. There are some roads that we're just not going to be able to do. They're too far up into the mountains. They're private roads. But I will meet with you in January, maybe after, the next Board of Supervisor meetings in January, and sit down and explain what we're going to do. You brought up, why can't we use tailings? Well, they're not ours. There's Freeport macarons. Why can't we use material from the railroad tracks? Those aren't ours either. And I'll explain to you what we're going to do and how we're going to address your issues. So your concerns are going to be addressed. It's just we'll do it in the beginning of the year, sit down and explain to you what roads are going to happen, how we're going to address your concerns. Okay? So I just want to let you know that. Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Miss Allison Morse, who hopefully has her audio issues fixed. Miss Morse, are you there? Maybe not.
Give me 1 second.
All right, we can skip her real quick and we'll go to Mr. Schmidt since Mr. Schmidt's sitting right there. So we'll come back to Miss Morris. Mr. Schmidt, would you like to come up and give us your 3 minutes? James Schmidt for the record. I'm sorry, James Schmidt.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, Supervisor Gomez. Thank you for hearing me today. I'm James Schmidt of Dragoon. My wife Nancy and I have lived there for 20 plus years as full-time landowners and residents. I commend all of you for your public service and thank you for being here today, and all of you. Thank you. As the top leadership of this fine county, I'm calling on you to take immediate corrective action concerning actions by the County Engineering Office. My efforts with Old Ranch Road began in 2021, 4 years ago, where I attempted to work with the County Engineering Office on issues with Old Ranch Road, where we live. Due to some non-provoked hostilities, I ended up having to file a complaint on one of the employees in the County Engineering Office. That was a written complaint. Over the years, I've written detailed correspondence concerning the Old Ranch Road to the County Engineering Office seeking help and information. Despite repeated requests for that information, I simply do not get it. I recently requested the placement of a no parking sign within 30 feet of a posted stop sign, which is state law. The county Engineering Office will not put it up. I have no clue why. There's a total refusal. The County Engineering Department appears in some reviews that they may be authorizing vehicle parking on Old Ranch Road, and it's clear that the county has no existing right-of-way on Old Ranch Road. The County Engineering Office had a professional survey done on Old Ranch Road at the intersection with Black Prince and offered to share that with me in the beginning. Now I can't get a copy of it. They will not give it to me. The county attorney's office also, with a public records request, will not give me the survey of that intersection or any part that they took care of. Old Ranch Road is 40 feet wide. It cannot accommodate any parking anywhere. Honored supervisors, what's the deal with this? There was a resolution presented that was going to widen and give the county 66-foot wide easement down Old Ranch Road. Old Ranch Road has been in existence for 140 years without any problems at all, and then suddenly there's an attempt to widen it to 66 feet, which would require all of the fences to be moved, and the landowners would lose property. I'm asking the Board of Supervisors to investigate what is going on with this with the County Engineering Office concerning Old Ranch Road. Why can't I get the surveys? Why did they attempt to put in a easement of 66 feet without notifying the landowners or the residents that work along, that live along there? Why can't I get a sign posted that states state law, very simple state law, and it's posted all over this county? Why was a county road department sent out? Okay, thank you. That's the end of it.
Yeah,
I need your help. Please suspend any actions on Old Ranch Road unless it involves the landowners and the residents, that the county just can't come in and start doing things without telling us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, next up, we'll go back to Ms. Morris. Is she available now?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There you go. Ms. Morris, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you
All
for
right.
the opportunity to share concerns about the proposed county-owned animal shelter, which you will discuss at this afternoon's work session. I have emailed these questions to each of you as well as to Sheriff Daniels. They are from a large group of concerned citizens throughout Cochise County. Apparently, Douglas had become a no-kill shelter. Will the new animal shelter also be no-kill? Besides dogs and cats, will the new shelter accept other household pets like ferrets, rabbits, tortoises, etc.? Sheriff Daniels said that the shelter will house farm animals, quote, livestock capable component for animals such as horses or sheep, end quote. Will there be ample space to adequately house these much larger animals? What exactly is meant by, quote, adequate holding space for felines, end quote? What are the proposed kennel sizes, designs, and features where the cats will be housed? Will cats be adopted out or just euthanized? What provisions will be in place for animals that are not adopted to the general public? Will the new facility conduct TNR for feral cats, that's trap, neuter, and release? If the warehouse is utilized for dog housing and or dog runs, are there plans for heating and cooling the building 24/7? Are outside shade structures planned for dogs and other animals? The county government Facebook page posted on June 2024 stated that Dr. Sarah Pisano visited Bisbee Animal Shelter to look at the possible location for a county animal shelter. What was her recommendation? Concerning night drop-offs, will it be okay to just leave a pet after hours, tied to a post, left in a box, or left alone in the sally port? What happens if more than one animal is dropped off at night, unsupervised for 12 hours or more? What happens if one of the dogs dropped off at night is sick? For example, if one of the dogs has parvo, a severe, highly contagious, and life-threatening viral condition. How much space and attention will be devoted to animals being held as evidence in a criminal investigation until the case comes to a resolution? An extended shelter stay or hold on dogs is very damaging to the animal. Thank you in advance for addressing these concerns at your work session this afternoon. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for the ammo, Ms. Morris. All right.
A lot of those questions.
I'll be using some
will
of
be
that in
answered.
the meeting this afternoon. So
They're all
make-
addressed.
I'm sure they are. All right, so that's all we have for this open call to the public. So we will move on to the consent agenda. All right, as supervisors, can I get a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 through 8, please?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve consent agenda items 1 through 8.
Second.
Second. All right, so the motion before the board is to approve consent agenda items 1 through 8. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right, so let's go to agenda item number 9. Can I get a motion to approve agenda item number 9, please?
I move that we approve to adopt Resolution 25-36, granting an electric service franchise to Arizona Public Service, APS.
Second.
All right, so we have someone that has requested to speak on this, so hang on. Do we go request to speak first? It's a
It
public
is a
hearing?
public hearing, so you
Oh,
need to.
okay, all right. So let me do that first. Let me call to order the public hearing. Oh, now I got to go to this other sheet that Laura has so nicely set up for me here. Okay, we have the motion has been carried for agenda item number 9. We will now go into the public hearing. I will let Dylan go first, according to my wonderful check sheet here. Dylan Hendel's our county deputy attorney. So go ahead, Dylan, explain this resolution, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Today's item is approval of a 25-year electric utility franchise with the Arizona Public Service Company. I just want to briefly explain why the board is required to take this action under law and why the agreement is in proper form. As a bit of history, the county first granted a franchise to the Arizona Public Service Company, APS, in 1967. They then renewed it 20 years later in 1988. For the last 37 years, that has been in effect, and with the help of with our clerk's office, we've started the process to renew their franchise agreement under Arizona law. In unincorporated areas, the legislature has made clear that public utilities may only use their county right-of-ways if the use is regulated by our Board of Supervisors. APS is a regulated utility. Its poles, lines, and related facilities occupy the county right-of-ways. The statute does not delegate this decision to staff or the Corporation Commission. It rests with the board. State law requires that every franchise allow the board to impose conditions necessary for the public safety and welfare, as well as require the utility to bear all the costs and damages associated with the impact of county roads. Arizona courts have approved of this authority. The statutory notice and petition process has been followed by the county. No petition requiring denial has been submitted, and therefore the board is ready to proceed to this. In short, the staff recommends approval of the franchise agreement. The state law requires APS to have a county-approved franchise, and approval today will confirm the county controls of its right-of-ways. I am open for questions.
The repair, so they have to go under the road. They have to, let's say, cut a 2-foot wide path to get something under the road. We have to fix that?
Under Arizona law, the statute delegates the liability of the right-of-ways. The agreement is the agreement's language mirrors Arizona statute, and we have to require the statute.
So for liability reasons, and because we're responsible for the road, we have to ensure that the repair is done properly.
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay, all right. Any other questions for Mr. Hendel? All right, with that, next we will, is APS here? No APS. Oh, APS is here. Did you want to make a comment? You have the opportunity for basically a 3-minute explanation or comment.
Yeah. Is this on? Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors, I just want to say thank you to
Name first.
Oh, sorry. Jessica Perry, Public Affairs Manager with APS.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you to your staff and Dylan for all of their help getting this franchise agreement renewed. It definitely ensures coordination between both of us. So appreciate your consideration today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now with that, we will go to public comment. And we have one speaker that has requested to speak, Ms. Tricia Gerardet. Ms. Gerardet, are you online?
I am. Thank you.
You have 3 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning, Board of Supervisors. I have one minor wonky question, and it has to do with the third whereas on the first page of the resolution. And at the end of that whereas, it refers to not having received a petition signed by more than 50% of the qualified electors of said county, etc. And so my wonky question is, the qualified electors, would that be of the entire county, or would it only be of the service area, which would make sense to me, But I just wondered if there was an opinion on what that phrase meant, qualified electors of said county, because it doesn't say said service area. So that's, I guess, why I'm asking. Thank you.
So Dylan, do you want to answer that? I'm assuming it's supposed to say service area,
I would think.
but I would not. So hang on, Mr. Chair, we'll pause your time at 1 minute and 40 seconds. So
I'll be honest, Mr. Chairman, I don't have the precise statutory text in front of me. If you gave me 1 minute, I can go look it up.
okay. So usually in my experience, it's by jurisdiction, right? So in this case, APS has a service area, so they would not be required to get everybody in the county to get.
We'll look at the statute. You know, it could be that it's imprecise language.
Yeah.
I agree with the concept.
Sure, that's really good at catching those little
Yeah.
things. I got to hand it to her. You know, we have APS may have an answer. Go
Yeah, if I may, Chairman. In other parts of the state, we would require the entire voting population to provide us with the petition, not
Whoa.
just our service territory.
Wow. Thank you.
Good. Name for the
Yes,
message.
I'm Richard Rosales. I'm Public Affairs, also her counterpart, but I'm based in Southeast Arizona, so deal with Supervisor Gomez. And so it's tricky because you're thinking about our service areas, but we do have transmission lines and
Go
other
through
types of
areas.
infrastructure
I got you.
that are outside of our service territory to bring the power in. So that's probably, it's a county-wide thing, but you got to remember the other types of infrastructure that are not just in the service territories.
Ah,
That would include, if I'm not mistaken, Fort Huachuca. Doesn't APS support or serve Fort Huachuca? Or am I
Yeah, that's a
mistaken?
TEP.
Okay, I'm mistaken.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
right.
Sorry.
But we do have transmission lines that go all the way through the county that tap in near Adams and up by where Supervisor Snorri resides. So there's a lot of infrastructure throughout the county.
And you're including like substations and all that, right?
Yeah.
Because I know you have several in outside of Douglas.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Mr. Hendel.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, under the statutory text, it would require a petition for qualified electors for the entire county,
Okay.
so not just the service area.
All right, Ms. Morris, you got your answer. You got 1 minute and 38 seconds to go. Or I'm sorry, Ms. Girodet. I'm sorry, Ms. Girodet. You have your answer. You have 1 minute and 38 seconds.
Thank you. That answered my question. Stunning, but got an answer. Thank you.
Are you good? You done?
I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay. You had 1 minute and a half to go. So, but appreciate that. All right. So with that, we'll go, any discussion amongst the board before we ask for the vote? None?
Sir.
All right. So the motion before the board is to adopt resolution 2536 granting electric service franchise to APS. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. The franchise agreement is approved. All right. Agenda item number 10. Can I get a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve Series 13 Farm Winery New Liquor License Application submitted by John Mike McLaughlin of Arizona Wineries LLC at 8401 South Bell Ranch Road, Wilcox, Arizona, 85643.
Second?
I'm sorry.
No,
second.
that's all right. I can say it to you. All right. Discussion. Well, this gentleman here has a beautifully paved road now. Bell Ranch Road. That road looks gorgeous. I just drove out there, by the way, and that was a partnership, public-private partnership between the county and the dairy that got that. Is that correct? Did I get that right? No, but come on. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, great. All right. So I just want to add that comment because that road looks gorgeous. It's very smooth. Yeah, it entices you to accelerate to speeds that the sheriff would not approve of on that road. That's how nice that road is. So, okay, the motion, no discussion. The motion, but Laura, do you want to?
Public hearing, yes.
Oh, public hearing. We're going to do that. Public hearing. Why am I slipping up on this? I didn't close the last public hearing, so I goofed up. So, how do I fix that? Do I just close the last public hearing? All right, so. Close the last public hearing, Then we open a new public hearing regarding the liquor license. So next I will go to Ms. Lowenheim for an explanation.
Thank you, Chairman Antonori, members of the board. This is for a new Series 13 farm winery liquor license application for Arizona wineries located in Wilcox. The application's been reviewed and recommended for approval by the appropriate departments. Property taxes for the parcel are current. The notice and application were posted as required by state law, and no formal protests were received. The applicants paid the processing fee, and board staff is recommending approval.
All right. Next would be the applicants. Is the applicant present? Mr. McLaughlin is he here? Nope. So then now I will go to public comment. And there is no one that is asked to speak on this. So anybody in the audience? Nobody? Nobody? Okay, with that, we'll close public comment and discussion of the board. Any questions?
No, sir.
None? All right, so I will now close the public hearing and go for the vote. So the motion before the board is to approve agenda item number 10, a Series 13 farm winery liquor license submitted by Mr. McLaughlin of Arizona Wineries, LLC. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right, get some more business going out there. All right, that's it for the public hearings, right?
That's it.
Okay, all right. Next, we will go to the action items. So can I get a motion to move agenda item number 11, please?
I move that we approve fiscal year 26 State of Arizona Supreme Court Fill the Gap FTG grant application for Cochise County Superior Court in the amount of $233,227.59 effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
Second.
All right, discussion, or well, let me go to Ms. Shipley first, and then we could have our discussion. I'm sorry, Ms. Shipley, you got it.
Good morning, Chairman Antonori, Supervisors Gomez and Crosby. Court Administration is requesting that the board approve the fiscal year 26 Fill the Gap application to the Arizona Supreme Court of the $233,000. This amount consists of $39,275 from state Fill the Gap funding and the remaining $193,000 from the local Fill the Gap funding. That $193,000 is the court's portion of the 5% set aside from the revenue certification that I presented last month and the board approved. All Fill the Gap funding is to be used to improve the processing of criminal cases in superior and justice courts. The Arizona Supreme Court requires participants to submit an application outlining how the funds will be utilized. For fiscal year 26, funding from the state and local funds will cover the salary and employee-related expenses for 2.8 positions. That consists of 1 court security officer, 1.6 pre-sentence investigators in adult probation, and 0.2 of a pretrial officer in adult probation. The application does require the chairman's signature. The funding agreement resulting from this application will be brought before the board for approval once we receive it. And I'd be happy to answer any questions from the board.
Any questions for Ms. Shipley?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Krause.
I believe you said 3 positions: court security, pre-sentence investigator, and what was the other one?
That's a portion of a pretrial officer in adult probation.
Okay. What does a pretrial officer do, and what does a pre-sentence investigator do?
So a pre-sentence investigator is once someone has been charged of a crime, they submit the full documentation to the judge. They do a thorough, they sit down with the person being charged, go through all their history, family history, criminal history, medical history, everything about this person to assist with the sentencing going to the judge. So that all has to be prepared and submitted for the judge to take into consideration to look at any mitigating factors or aggravating factors that may impact sentencing. Pretrial officers, this is someone that will supervise a person when they've been arrested, but they're waiting a trial, so they're making sure they're getting drug tests done or helping them get into some type of treatment and making sure that they're going to attend their court hearings.
So are these two positions pre-sentence investigator and pretrial or a pretrial officer? Those are neither prosecution or defense, or how would you categorize those positions?
Correct. We're the judicial branch, so we're not law enforcement or prosecuting. So we're the ones processing the cases, and probation will oversee the supervision if they're sentenced to probation.
Thank you. No more questions, sir.
All right. So with that, any discussion? None? All right. The motion before the board is to approve the fiscal year 26 State of Arizona Supreme Court Fill the Gap grant application for Cochise County Superior Court. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. The
Thank
grant is approved. All right. Now we have a unique thing that we're going to do with agenda item number 12, which we tabled at our last regular board meeting. So before we can discuss this, I'm going to need a motion to remove it from the table so that we can discuss it.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we remove item 12 from the table, which was tabled November 18th, 2025, which is the regular Board of Supervisors approval of San Pedro Ranch Estates final plat docket SUB 25-02 with the waiver allowing an unpaved private subdivision road, provided long-term road maintenance and assurance agreement are recorded with the final plat Supervisor District 3.
Second.
Second.
All right. So this is a motion to remove from the table. Any discussion? None? Okay. The motion to remove agenda item number 12 from the table to bring it up for additional discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right. So the motion has been untabled. Now I need a motion to consider approval for this.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the San Pedro Ranch Estates final plat docket SUB 25-02 with the waiver allowing an unpaved private subdivision road, provided long-term road maintenance and assurance agreements that are recorded with the approved final plat in Supervisor District 3.
I'll second that. Okay. So do I have to do a public hearing now on this one, Laura? No, I do not. So next I'll bring up Mr. Taylor, if you don't mind coming up to the microphone and give us an explanation. If you recall, this was an issue that was brought up. So I don't know what the status is on that.
Mr. Chair, board members, there was a water assurance issue brought up during the previous meeting. The board tabled the item to today. I spoke with the applicant and he is approaching ADWR directly to try to secure that assurance agreement or that adequacy agreement certification from the state. And that's up to a 120-day process. So staff is asking the board to table this item again to the March 10th regular meeting to allow the applicant the time to work with the state and receive that certification.
Oh, okay. So we untabled it to table it again. To table it again. All right. Thanks, Mr. Taylor. That's great. Appreciate it. Okay. So is the applicant here? No? Okay. All right. So then we'll go to public comment. We have one person that has requested to speak on this item. Ms. Jurdette. Ms. Jurdette, are you there?
Yes, I am.
There you go. You have 3 minutes, ma'am.
This is Tricia Jardette again in Sierra Vista. I only needed to speak if there was anything other than tabling again. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. So with that,
Need a motion.
we will now have our board discussion. Any discussion on this? No. I think we can go with the recommendation of Mr. Taylor. So then I will need a new motion to once again table agenda item number 12 until, what was the date? I'm sorry. March 10th. March 10th. All right. A new motion to table to March 10th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we table agenda item number 12, which is approve the San Pedro Ranch Estates final plat docket SUB 25-02 with a waiver allowing an unpaved private subdivision road, provided long-term road maintenance and assurance agreements are recorded with the approved final plat And that would be until our meeting March 10th, 2025.
Second,
2026.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
2020.
March
I stand
10th,
corrected.
2026. All right, motion.
Second.
All right. So any discussion? None. All right. So the motion before the board is to table agenda item number 12, which is the approval of San Pedro Ranch Estates until until March 10th, 2026. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion has been tabled. 3-0. Okay. All right. Move on to agenda item number 13. Can I get a motion, please?
13, yes. I move that we approve intergovernmental agreement IGA 25-0011-314-1 Middle March Creek Bridge Project 8087 Pierce Road Milepost 4.8 Scoping Project between Arizona Department of Transportation and Cochise County in the amount of $127,305 with a county match of $7,695.
Second.
All right. Ms. Watkins for an explanation.
Chairman and board, this is, as it says, Milepost 4.8 on Pierce. This is a old bridge that is wooden, and this is a scoping that there's a certain amount of funds that ADOT has for scoping, then design and construction. So this is the first part of that process, and this will scope to see either to rehab that bridge or to replace the bridge, and it's mostly at ADOT's cost.
I could save you the money right now and tell you the answer to that bridge needs to be.
It needs to be placed.
Yeah.
It does. But to get the funds for construction,
You have to have.
you have to go through the process.
127,000.
That's just to get the scoping done.
I got you. So
Yeah.
you have to create the question to get the answer,
Correct.
even though we know the answer.
And we're currently having one that we're doing on Rucker Canyon Road. That's in scoping.
So let me ask you. So what would you put in there, Jackie? Would you put two big box culverts in and then?
Yeah, probably a box culvert.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. And that bridge is.
It's old.
Every time I go across it, the rumble, blah, 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 and then you see the off to the side where people are not crossing the bridge, where they're now going down to the right through the wash and up on the other side of it. So it's especially, I think the water trucks that go and service people out there all take the wash rather than the bridge. So, okay. Any discussion on that? Sure. All right. All right. So the motion before the board is to approve the IGA 2500111314 for Middle March Creek Bridge on Pierce Road, milepost 4.8 to scope the project. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right. We'll get that bridge fixed. All right. Next, can I get a motion for item number 14, please?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve intergovernmental agreement IG 25-001131-5-1 Leslie Creek Bridge Project 815 Leslie Canyon Road, milepost 16.9, scoping project between Arizona Department of Transportation, ADOT, and Cochise County in the amount of $146,165 with a county match of $8,835.
Second.
All right. We'll go to Ms. Watkins for an explanation on this one as well.
Chair and board, this is on Leslie Canyon Road. It's a one-lane steel truss bridge. And so this one, you'd have to have a different options on this bridge because the environmentally sensitive area underneath, and it is a true bridge. It's a span bridge from piers. And so this will be the scoping and then find out if we're going to replace or just rehab that bridge. And then we would go into design and construction.
All right. Any discussion? None? All right. So motion before the board is to approve IGA 2500111315-I, Leslie Canyon Bridge Scoping Project. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right. That carries 3-0. All right. Can I get a motion for item number 15, please?
I move that we approve intergovernmental agreement IGA CTR 063847, Amendment 3 between the Arizona Department of Health Services, ADHS, and Cochise County Health and Social Services, CCHSS, for the Arizona Prescription Drug Overdose Prevention Program in the amount of $258,509.55 effective September 30th, 2025 through September 29th, 2026.
Second.
All right. We'll go to Ms. Allen for an explanation.
Good morning, members of the board. This amendment marks year 3 of this grant. The funding supports the work of our Overdose Fatality Review Board and our Linkages to Care project, which assists folks with their substance use recovery and community reentry as they are transitioning out of the county jail. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Does this include provision for supplying certain personnel with Narcan or some product like that?
We do offer Narcan to participants who participate in our Link to Care program as they're coming out of jail. Yes.
Okay, what about other county personnel like deputies or health department workers or something like that? Is everybody equipped with all the stuff that needs to be equipped?
Our staff is, the staff on this project is, broadly the health department is not.
Okay.
Sheriff's department and the jail absolutely is.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. No further discussion? All right. The motion before the board is to approve IGA CTR 063847 Amendment 3 between the Arizona Department of Health Services and Cochise County Health and Social Services. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right. That is approved. All right. Next up, we have Resolution 16, and this was the one I saw the Facebook posts about. So can I get a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt Resolution 25-37 establishing a Public Works Adopt a Roadway program.
Second? I'll second it. All right. So let's go to Mr. Fazio for an explanation. Now I know why he's wearing the tie.
Good.
So.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As you said, this resolution is to establish Cochise County Adopt a Roadway program. The mission is to provide opportunities for organized groups and or individuals to make specific volunteer contributions for improving the appearance of Cochise County's roadsides while building community pride. This program was established by the Cochise County Public Works Department, through which our volunteers agree to pick up litter along a segment of roadway for a 2-year period. In Cochise County, we will provide trash bags, safety vests, a safety program, and we'll pick up the disposed bagged litter on the sides of the road. This is to establish cleaner roads. It'll save the taxpayers some money, engage with community pride, and also give a positive environmental impact. I'm here for any questions if you have any.
We're going to get, are the individuals that adopt this section of road, do they get like one of those little signs that said adopted by?
Yeah, so if you adopt a minimum of a mile of road and you do the 2 years, our commitment is that we'll put a sign up with your organization or your family's name or something to that effect.
Will you put the sign will go up before or after?
After.
So the sign would go up after the first cleanup.
And then how long would it stay? Oh, after the first cleanup.
Yes.
And how many cleanups do they do a year?
They need to do at least 2 cleanups a year.
At least 2 cleanups a year. Okay. Okay. So I know that a lot of people have been asking me about, when is the county going to clean up the roads, especially Davis. So this is really a great program. And we used to do this before, right?
So our guys, they go out and do cleanups, but part of the main reason that this is so important is it gives an opportunity for people to go out there and work on the roads. It lets our guys go out and patch, continue grading and mowing and things like that. That's where really the taxpayers can save, and it gives us a lot of lost opportunity. We can go back out there and work, our guys are working on other projects. So even if we have just a few residents that are interested in some of these miles that we currently cover, it'll save the county some money, but more importantly, lost opportunity.
Okay. That's great. Thank you for bringing that back.
Yeah. Additional questions for Mr. Fazio?
Mr. Fazio, have you got all the mechanized equipment that you need?
Yeah, so currently we actually have residents that are doing this program. It's just informal. We have the bags, and we do have the flatbed trucks and stuff like that to go out and do this cleanup.
Will they have to you're going to have some kind of meeting with them to explain what they need to do, and if they find things that are, needles or anything like that, or?
Yes. So what's really interesting, I appreciate the question. Public Works team, all of us have worked on this really hard, or nobody's worked on it as hard as our admin manager, Jessica Moore, but we also have our safety and training coordinator. And what he's done is he's worked with Jessica to create like a safety program where we'll meet them on the side of the road, and before their first cleanup, they'll have gone through a whole safety debriefing, and basically it'll tell them to watch out for sharps and snakes and things like that, what to be aware of. It'll go through a whole safety training of, not do it at night, making sure that we're aware of the cleanup prior to the cleanup and things like that. Josh Steinberg's done a really good job with Jess to get that safety program put together.
Great.
So what basically you're going to do is you'll meet them initially on the side of the road, or get the safety briefing, and they'll get some equipment, and then they'll go clean up the road and then leave the garbage bags on the side of the road, and that, like 2 days later or a day later, you guys will swing by with a truck and pick the garbage bags up. Is that just like we see the state do with the blue, the powder blue bags on the side of the road, right? So you'll have like a special bag that everybody knows is a county bag, so people don't go out and randomly place their garbage bags along the side of Dragoon Road for a free garbage pickup courtesy of the county. So you'll have some kind of a special.
We do have special bags.
Orange ones or pink ones or something that,
Yeah, we do have special bags. It'll be, we'll know which bags are ours and
Gotcha.
so forth. And we do have people, like I said, that have done this already in the past
Yeah.
with our bags, and we go out and pick up the material. This formalizes it, and it really gives, like if somebody was to ask an auditor, say, ask us where are these bags going or something, we can explain it with this program.
I mean, it might be do as well to put this out on Cool FM Live, and get it really out there of what we're doing, because I think there is people that are willing to do the work to clean up their roads.
All right.
Yep.
Good.
All right, thank you, Ms. Moore.
Chairman Antonori, there is a speaker.
Oh, yep. All right. So I'm sorry. We have a speaker. All right. So let's, thank you so much. Keep me in the loop, because I keep folding my agenda over on top of the Chris to speak. All right. So on agenda item number 16, we have Ms. Morse has asked to speak. You have 3 minutes, Ms. Morse.
Thank you again for allowing me to speak this morning. I'd like to express my strong support for the county's Adopt a Roadway program. It appears to be a win-win-win for the Public Works Department, local organizations or individuals, and our county-maintained roads. Portal residents regularly pick up trash along the main road to Cave Creek Canyon, but this program will support that effort with safety training, vests, and trash bags, and we appreciate that. I hope the measure, as Supervisor Gomez just said, is approved. Like the issue I mentioned earlier with the Jail District Act, I hope the information is widely publicized to inform county residents, because I do think there'll be a lot of enthusiasm about it. But I'd also like to respond to the comment made after my speech earlier about the proposed animal shelter. I apologize if it seemed like my questions came rapid fire, but I have a lot to cover in the 3 minutes that are allotted. A large number of your constituents across the county have many concerns about the new shelter, and the current shelters actually, and they may not be familiar with the details that have been discussed at the earlier meetings. Those questions came from these people who do not have the time or inclination to speak publicly. I was merely the messenger. Thank you for your time.
All right, Ms. Moore. So we got off the agenda item. We got to be careful when we are on agenda items. We have to try to keep it to that agenda item, but that's fine. Thank you for your comment. All right. So now, with that, no further discussion. We will go to adopting the agenda item number 16. So with that, all those in favor of adopting resolution 2537, establishing a public works adopt a roadway program, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. You have your adopt a roadway program. So I'm going to come talk to you. I'm going to get me assigned. Maybe I'll do Dragoon Road all the way from Golden Rule to the railroad tracks or something up there. Now, am I allowed to bring my rifle with me while I'm picking up garbage? I could kill 2 birds literally with 1 stone. I'll get my John Deere Gator and, drive along the roads picking up garbage with the binos and whatnot while we're out there. I'm just saying, people might, it's. All right, so let's go on to agenda item number 17. Can I get a motion, please?
No, we need to vote? No?
We did. We just voted
Oh,
3-0. Yeah.
Well, we don't, this is state and federal legislation,
We
right?
don't vote on that.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah,
You just.
You just talk.
I just talked. All right. We got the legislative session coming up. And the guy that just called me while we were having our meeting was Senator Gowan.
Okay.
So I'm meeting with him later this week on a couple potential bills that we are going to ask him and Mr. Diaz, Lupe Diaz, to run for us. So we'll have a House version and a Senate version. So if you guys got any ideas you want to pass on to me, and that goes for, of course, Ms. Gilman, Mr. Casey, if you got something you think we need to get the state to help us address, let me know, and I'll pass it on to Senator Gowan and Representative Diaz so that we can try to get that going. But I'm not aware of any pressing. When I saw the update from Joe on the issue regarding the fort and the changes that were made to that, and that's regarding a study that could potentially impact the county. So that's somewhat remedied, but we shall see how that goes. It's still got to go through committee, and it could be amended, it could be marked up. So we're keeping an eye on that.
Did you go to a county supervisors association meeting recently?
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went to the last one.
The Christmas party one?
Yeah, I went to the Christmas party one. They did give updates on a lot of bills. They were also talking about fire districts and special districts, and so I discussed with them what we're doing with Elfrida and Sunnyside and possibilities, and it was gosh, I'm telling you, after I'm trying to think of it all, but it was a good update. They're going to have in January, us meeting to kind of follow up on where everything's going, because I guess some bills have been dropped, and there's a lot of action already started up in Phoenix, the capital. So it was kind of a good discussion of what they're looking at in the future also, and the different dynamics of who's going to be running and who's not and what might happen. So,
are you going to go up for the opening day meeting when we do the CSA? Invite the legislators thing like we did last year? Okay, I'm going to be going to that as well. I'll go up there as well. You want to go?
I don't know.
All right. So that's all I have. And any additional ones? All right. We'll go to Ms. Gilman for her report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Just want to update the board. You have asked in the past for an economic development study to be done, and I wanted to let you know that bid is out and posted on our procurement site for open opportunities. It's a request for supplier qualifications for experienced and qualified firms or consultant teams to develop a comprehensive economic development roadmap study related to the whole county, but also more specifically the Port of Entry and Highway 191 corridor to attract new businesses and improve our regional competitiveness. So that is out. It will be posted. It's opened yesterday. It will be open until January 30th. We are giving it extra time because of the holidays, and it could be hard to get people's attention. So we have it open until January 30th, and we'll go from there as far as doing interviews with potential with the applicants that put forth a proposal and bring a decision to the board. Hopefully in February.
Okay. Can I piggyback on, I did go to a congressional briefing, which is all the Senate offices and congressional offices in Arizona meet to get a report on the Port of Entry. And I've talked to Douglas too. This economic study is going to be imperative to economic development and how we get things done in Douglas. I have said over and over again that Douglas needs the greater template like Yuma, where it's the greater for Greater Douglas Port of Entry because it has to have sunshine. We have no stakeholders on an existing Douglas International Port of Authority board that happened when my dad was mayor. He appointed it. It's had no members. It doesn't report. It doesn't do anything. And when you look at Yuma and Nogales, they have 50 stakeholders. They have cattlemen's, producers, Grupo Mexico, maquiladores, everything, and we have nothing. It's controlled by two people, and it has been that way for the past 15, 18 years. And so that's going to end next year. We need, and I've talked to our attorneys, to develop bylaws and articles so that there's sunshine. Anybody can belong to this Port of Authority board. You're going to pay members, but we're going to have a seat for the city, the county, and the state, and law enforcement so that true trade can happen in Douglas. And this economic study will just piggyback on the importance of why we need to have a real, authentic, transparent, and accountable Port of Authority board. It is imperative. We don't get this right, and I'm going to say this now, we don't get this right now, then we're not going to see the economic development for the county or for the state. It's going to be left to corruption and few people running that place. And if we don't do this right, and I think we have a responsibility, we spent as a county just $10 million since 2020 on this. That also then gives us more weight when we go to Congress to say, why can't we get a road for $40 million? Nogales is looking at $1 billion renovation program starting this year. It's going to take them a while, but that's how they see it, and they have weight because they've had, all these board members. They have the supervisors on there, the county, the councils, the mayors, and we've got to do what they're doing. So this is one of my biggest concerns, and I'm going to push for it because it all comes together, economic development, that Port of Authority being open and transparent, and then investors, when they see that happen, because Douglas does have a reputation of being very closed to outside investment and to doing it correctly, that's just imperative. So I'm going to state this, and I called both Gowan and Griffin and told them what my viewpoint, and I've talked to Sheriff Daniels, because I want people to understand that this is very important for that port of entry to do what it needs to do and bring economic development, bring us more taxpaying money, be able to grow. This is number one in what we need to do in the next year or two. And in that way, how can we, with the new commercial port being the state of the art, I mean, it's going to have 32 docks that, have refrigeration. It's the best building that there's going to be on this border, and we don't even have a road. The road is $40 million, and we need $27 million for the pipes to bring the sewage and the water and the internet. And meanwhile, Nogales and Yuma are getting $800 million, $753 million this year, and it's because of the way the Douglas Port is set up. We're not transparent, where you don't have stakeholders, and I know working on the Hill, you don't give money to people who are not organized, where they can show that there is actually involvement from the community and from businesses and from investors. So I may be talking about this a lot, but this is so imperative to really opening up this port to be the gateway for all this funding and economic development and trade. So that's my
comment as a whole is countywide. If people don't realize it, our revenue from business in this county has been flat for a long time, and it does not stay commensurate with the rate of inflation. So which, as like when we saw in several of the briefings where the cost of doing business in this county is going up due to inflation, the revenue to support that cost of doing business is not. And I, for one, don't like raising property taxes. So I do not want to go to the taxpayers and ask them to give us more money when we have an opportunity to do economic development to generate revenue to cover that case. And what a lot of people don't realize is that you have to bring businesses, and some of those businesses, there's various industries that may want to come in here. Everybody uses water. So this argument that just because a business is coming into the county and they might hook up to a water line or they may need to drill a well, they are automatically an evil entity equal to the Sith Lord coming into Cochise County. And I'm getting really tired of hearing it. because what that's doing is that's forcing the board to have to raise property taxes. And I am not raising property taxes. So we have to be pro-business in this county. We need this economic development plan to make that argument. It helps us in numerous ways. One, it generates property tax revenue that then allows us to lower everybody else's property taxes because we have a spending cap, as you know. So if we generate revenue that exceeds that cap, we have to give that money back to the taxpayers and lower the property tax rate. So bringing industry into this county helps reduce taxes. And that's what I think everybody has to realize. It also helps us with regard to state shared revenue because people that then get jobs at those business buy houses here and our population goes up and we get more state shared revenue so we could fix roads, so that we can hire more sheriff's deputies, so that we can do better public service. So there is a net positive from economic development, and we've got to make sure that the individuals that somehow find it in their mission and purpose in life to attack every opportunity for economic development in this county understand that what they are doing by default is raising everybody's taxes. And everybody in this county that's a taxpayer needs to understand that those people making all that noise are asking us to raise their taxes. And like I said, I don't want to raise property taxes. So that's my 2 cents. That's why we need this plan, because we have to do economic development in this county or we will be in big trouble in a few years. So any follow-up? Are you good?
Like I said,
You were making, I didn't know if you were.
I always have something to say.
All right.
Desalinization, connect desalinization from Baja to the Douglas POE. Number one.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Pension-
Melvin
don't
wanted to
forget
do that
Pension
back in the day.
liability.
Yep.
Pension
Yeah.
liability.
And that's, again, people don't understand that we need business to pay that stuff.
Yeah.
There's bills to pay in this county and we need revenue. And I do not want to go to property taxpayers to get that revenue.
We won't do it then.
I want to see businesses come in here and lower the property tax burden across the board, increase our state share revenue, and that is the answer. And that's the direction I want to go in. I am not hiding it in case anybody wants to know. So full 100% open transparency here. So with that, any last minute? Oh, we got our anything special going on in our districts?
Would you want to ask him one first?
District 1, yeah, let's go. No, I got nothing. You go. It's all
Number
yours.
2, okay. I want to thank Mr. Facio and Mr. Rosales. Let me tell you, in Purteville, I had a town hall meeting. I had 60 people show up. Mr. Rosales was there. Mr. Facio was there. Department of Health, Dora from Code Enforcement. And first of all, everyone has thanked me, and I tell them to thank you, that the lights are on in Purteville, that they're working and they understand how to follow up if something goes down. And that is huge. You helped me on a big promise I committed during my campaign that I would get the lights working in Purteville. So thank you very much, Mr. Rosales and APS, for doing such a great job. And Mr. Facio, we had 4 dumpsters. That I guess 2 of them, and it was all in one day, right? The trash came all in one day. They filled it up all for that day. And let me tell you, I took a drive through Purteville. I was shocked at how clean it is. I mean, it is pretty much 95%, looks so much better. And they probably could use another one, but maybe we'll talk about that in a couple of months. But thank you very much. I couldn't be there because I was in Yuma, but it was a great success. And I was really happy that so many people are now took the advantage of it and really cleaned up their yards, threw a lot of, I mean, the tires, I couldn't believe how many tires were in those dumpsters. And so again, thank you for your hard work. And thank you, Jane, for getting the word out because it was a big success. And that helped me to, to really clean up Purteville, which is a community I grew up, but it really looks nice. I mean, I was shocked. My mother was too. We were driving around there. We're like, is this the same town? So now is the dogs, because there's still more dogs than people who live in Purteville. That's my next stop. But thank you very much to both of you for making it such a great success. Yeah, they did. You guys were great. And on a Saturday, so I really appreciate it. And again, I've had so many people thank me, and I tell them that really it's you guys that I have to thank also. So it was a great success, and thanks again. And also, I'd like to thank the county staff for sending a wreath to my father's funeral this past weekend. It was very much appreciated, and I appreciate the offer. The effort. Thank you very much. That's it.
All right. So the next meeting will be immediately following this meeting. It will be a special executive session regarding open meeting law. And we will be doing that in the executive conference room as quickly as we can get our tail ends in there. So with that, we are adjourned.